The visibility here is like nearly the best I've ever seen. It's usually a bit murked up here, but it's actually really good. Anyways, that was nice and easy. I was just cruising around looking. I saw a black drummer, real keen to get one of those. They're super rare fish for Queensland waters. Yeah, just cruising around, saw that guy perched out in the open, kind of lost him, came back in, he was tucked up, got my hand on him, just did a bit of the Harlem shake and got him out, and yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, get it back in, see what I can see. It'd be a great start to the day. Hey, he's a bit small, this one, I'll let him go.
I couldn't believe my eyes when this barrel of a Spanish mackerel came through in just 5 meters of water. I'm not sure what happened here. Blue water and a big fish, and I guess I was further away than I thought. Of course, he swam around and just at my fins and teased me for a couple of minutes. Missing the mackerel did lead me out towards some nice snapper. Now, of course, this was along with our sharky friends. I didn't want to scare the snapper by moving at them too quickly, so I thought I'd bide my time and wait for a better opportunity, and that led me to this huge school of jewfish. But what was going to happen next? Well, I had no idea this was coming. I dropped down and found a big school of mulloways sitting on the bottom, and among them was this larger model that just seemed a little bit too curious. I managed to put in a decent shot, and from there my main focus was making sure he didn't wrap up on the reef or get tangled on the bottom. After a bit of a fight, I had him right there, almost in my hands. And then, with one last big kick, he came off. I started searching every cave and ledge that I could find, and it turns out I wasn't the only one looking. A bit distracted by this mangrove jack, but he eluded me and I continued looking for the mulloway. I was just about to call it when I spotted my fish lying on the bottom and a shark was moving in fast. I dived down, hoping I could land a second shot or at least scare the shark off. Honestly, I'm kind of glad I missed because that shark was fully switched on. It looked like it was in feeding mode, but it was also weirdly uncoordinated at the same time. Then another shark came in and everything kicked off. They started competing over what was left, tearing into the fish right in front of me. I also contemplated trying to grab the half chunk of fish they left behind, but that also got smashed too.
Holy!
So as you can see, in the aftermath from that chaos, quite a lot of fish debris still hanging around and still quite a few sharks. But this was also bringing in quite a few, shall I say, dumb snapper. And I managed to get the drop on this one as he was going to eat a piece of burley. He tried to get away from me, but I put a nice shot in and landed the fish.
That'll be the easiest snapper you'll ever do. Yeah. Far out.
Okay, we've made it around to our next destination. It was supposed to be pretty calm, but it's not, of course. And it looks really fishy on the sounder. We've found some good crays here. Let's get in and have a look. This was something quite new for me. The last time I dived this reef, it was full of huge swim-through caves and of course lots of tasty lobsters, but this time it was almost like the Cave of Wonders, lost to the desert sands forever. At the next spot, it wasn't too long before this nice mackerel cruised in. Now, he didn't want to have too much to do with me, so I started just making a little bit of noise and he started to turn around, and that's when I saw my dive buddy Alex coming straight down on top of him, and I thought, great, at least one of us is going to get this fish. At this point I can see that the shaft is only just holding in, so it's really important that I get a second shot into this fish, and of course I miss. And let me tell you now, it might only be a couple of seconds, but that time reloading your gun and swimming back towards that fish, it feels like forever. But managed to get a nice second shot in, and it was high fives all round. The boys dropped me off at this spot that I haven't dove before, but we pulled a nice Maori cod off it a few years ago. It was super fishy, as you could see, and I saw just one fish that just stood out from everything else, and he was trying to camouflage in, and I snuck up to him and I managed to get a really nice shot on it.
We're just basically driving along looking for coffee rock, putting our heads over. We are trying to find crays, but we've done really well to get a few, because it's actually really quite upsetting in a way, because I can see all the tops of the rocks that I used to dive, but where there was awesome like undercut ledges and cracks, and it's just all full of sand. There's honestly like 2 meters of sand here, so that's the thing about the ocean, it always throws up surprises, doesn't it?
As you can see, this is why we often dive in pairs for crayfish. Erdy spooks the cray back and I managed to get the grab.
Nice work. That was a good football catch. Yeah.
And with that, it was time to call it quits on a super cold and windy winter's day. We did manage to find some clear water and we brought dinner home for our families. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
We are actually, holy shit, we were actually surfing that wave. See that wave? That was a proper barreling wave. What do you think, Ernie? Do you appreciate surfing the wave? No. Makes me nervous.